a very good morning and many thanks for joining us for Friday edition of Sports Splash on ABS TV. Thank you very much for being here all through Monday down to Friday. My name is Ike Nwokedi. Glad to have you on the show. This morning, over 400 players are featured in the screening exercise of Anambra Club at Solution FC, says the chairman, talking about Chukwuma Ezamama and Flamingos route New Zealand 4-1 in World Cup opener. That's under 17 women's World Cup, which is on at the Dominican Republic. We'll also be telling you that Players Association calls for legal and for suspected dopers, and athletics, football, and fixture service will also feature as part of the program. Now, let's begin with our first story. As you can see the picture on your screen, the chairman of Solution Football Club of Anambra State. Of course, the chairman, Solution Football Club of Anambra State, has confirmed that over 400 players, yes, over 400 players, who are both league and non-league players, featured in the just concluded players recruitment and screening program of the club. The club's chairman made the disclosure during an interaction with a sports journalist in Oka at the weekend. Chief Chukwuma John Ezamama noted that the screening exercise, which lasted for about 2 weeks, pulled approximately 440 players across both league and non-league playing personnel from different locations in the country who intended to play for Solution FC and achieve their dreams of playing in the top tier of Nigerian club football and having a successful career as top footballers in the land and beyond. The Solution FC Supremo highlighted some of the criteria that the club's management looked out for during the screening exercise, which includes young, talented players within the ages of 18 to 22 years of age, few older, experienced players who possess exceptional skills and techniques, as well as needed strength, stamina, and willingness to adapt to coaches' instructions, and also being mindful about the players' conduct and discipline. As Amama stated, our players' screening and recruitment exercise, I must say, was hitch-free and successful, as we had a large turnout of approximately 400 footballers in attendance. We looked out basically for young, talented players that span between 18 to 22 years, as well as a few old and experienced players who we expect will complement the nucleus of the team. The intending players of a Solution FC must possess exceptional skills and techniques, as well as the needed strength, stamina, and willingness to adapt to the coach's instructions, as we are equally mindful of discipline and their conduct as well. As Mama informed, as Mama stated that the club has set her focus on gaining promotion to the Nigeria Premier Football League, the NPFL, come next season, and therefore must strengthen every department of the team. The top football administrator also disclosed that the club has appointed a new coach who will be unveiled officially before the league kicks off alongside the players of the club for the new season. The Solution FC will play in Group A of the upcoming 2024-2025 Nigeria National League season alongside Madiba FC, Sporting Lagos, 1472 FC, Dakar FC, Warri Wolves FC, Osun United, Kun Khalifa FC of Owerri, and Gateway FC. Yes, Madiba FC, of course, you know, is the first match of a Solution FC this season. They'll be playing away from home, and Madiba FC is of Lagos, and they also be playing alongside a Sporting Lagos. They also have 1472 FC of Lagos to tackle. Dakar FC is also in Group A of the Southern Conference, a club based in Akwa Ibom, and then I will have Warri Wolves, of course, a traditional foe, a team known around the nation, and we also have Osun United, Kun Khalifa FC, the new kid on the block from Owerri, and Gateway FC of Abeokuta, all featuring alongside Solution FC in Group A of the Nigeria National League, which is expected to start on the November 30th with the first match to be played. So we'll be watching out for that. Solution FC have concluded with their screening exercise, and we look forward to the unveiling of the coach and new players. So said the chairman of the club, talking about Chief Chukwuma Ezamama. Moving on now, let's talk about, of course, female football team, a female national football team at the under-17 level. You know, they are called the Flamingos. Nigeria coasted to a 4-1 victory over Flumorex of New Zealand as the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup Finals rolled into action in Santiago de Luz Cabrelos on Wednesday. Shakirat Moshood scored one of the competition's fastest goals since it was launched 16 years ago, when she rounded the defense of the girls from the down under to score the first goal after only 80 seconds at the CFC Stadium. The striker Faridat Abdul Wahab rocked the crossbar 7 minutes later from about 23 yards, and in the 13th minute, Nigeria went 2 goals up when defender Taiwo Adegoke's shot from well outside the box was misjudged by the goalkeeper, who palmed the ball over the line before scrambling in vain to push it out. A check with the VAR, the video assistant referee, confirmed that the ball had indeed crossed the line, and firing from all cylinders, Nigeria again rattled the opposing goalkeeper in the 17th minute with a sharp shot from Moshood that was punched over the bar. 4 minutes later, Pisa Effiong all over the pitch heaved the ball too high from 6 yards. In the 26 minutes, Harmony Chidi rounded the goalkeeper, who made a great block on the second attempt. Captain Taiwo Afolabi stung the goalkeeper's palms from close range in the 28th minute, and from the resultant corner kick, Abdul Wahab easily lifted the ball over the goalie from 16 yards for Nigeria's third goal. In the second half, the Flamingos continued their raid on the opposition goal, and 8 minutes into the restart, it was a 4-0 after Afolabi's looping header from Adegoke's cross from the right sailed over the goalkeeper into the net. On the hour, Saxon scored a goal right from the training ground, collecting the ball from the corner kick and doing a smart turn to shoot past the goalkeeper, Christiana Ozoma, thus pulling one back for the New Zealanders. And although Chidi, Nigeria's top scorer from the qualifying series, was again fouled in the 75th minute of the game, the Flamingos are finished on the ascendancy and will look forward to another 3 points against debutant Ecuador. When they face Ecuador on Saturday, that will take them to the tournament knockout stage if they're able to see off Ecuador in their second group match coming up on Saturday. So it was a good start for the Flamingos, the under-17 team, seeing off the New Zealanders by 4-1. It was a routing obliteration. Let's see if they can achieve the same result against Ecuador and give themselves the chance of getting into the knockout stages of the ongoing FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Now let's talk about this man, Nnewi born pillar of sports Chief Ago Ejidike. Let's tell you that the Nigeria's pillar of sports Chief Donatus Ago Ejidike JP has condemned the actions of a Libyan government for hostage taking the Nigerian senior national football team, the Super Eagles, for about 16 hours in Braka airstrip, about 230 kilometers away from Benghazi Airport, where the Nigerian team was originally built to land. This was made known during a media briefing on Tuesday in Abuja with newsmen after the team safely returned to the country. The Super Eagles left at the shore of the country for Libya on Sunday morning in a bid to honor their second leg of the AFCON 2025 qualifiers Group D fixture against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya, after recording a 1-0 win in Uyo. But a moment before the chartered plane Value Jet conveying the team was due to land, that the flight crew got a flight diverting signal from the Libyan authority to proceed to Braka airstrip used majorly for Hajj operations without basic facilities for landing. This was against the complaint by the captain of the flight that the iron bed was running low on fuel, but with the expertise and dexterity of the pilot, the plane landed without issues. But whoever thought that would be the end of the ordeal for the team had another thing coming in, as no Nigerian on board the flight was allowed to step out of the airstrip that was about 200 kilometers away from where the team would trade tackles with their Libyan counterparts. Yet no official of a Libyan Football Federation was on ground to receive the team in the course of that one. And of course, the Pillar of Sports has condemned the act by the Libyan Football Federation. And of course, he said in a very strong term, condemned the inhumane treatment to which the Nigerian, the human treatment in in which the Nigerian team was subjected and demanded a stronger response for the Nigerian government, saying the Nigerian is too big a country to be treated as such by such nation anywhere in the world. The Nnewi-born business mogul, who is equally the patron of the Nigerian Football Supporters Club, commended the coordinated responses of the Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Yusuf Tuga, Nigerian in Diaspora Commission boss, Honorable Abike Dabire Erewa, and the Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Owan Eno, and other critical football stakeholders in the country to the issue. The former president of the Karate Federation of Nigeria, KFM, noted that such a strong response is needed to send the right signal to any nation who has the intention of maltreating any Nigerian contingent in future to have everything. Nigeria is not a country anyone can mess with without consequences, the pillar of sports has stated. The Anambra-born philanthropist said he was elated by the press release from the presidency, saying that it was a kind of a tonic needed to foster among our patriotic egos what he called the spirit Nigeriana that never allows Nigerians wherever they find themselves to give up, regardless of how dire the situation might be. He salutes the indomitable spirit of the team led by the captain and the technical crew who refused to be broken in the face of such a massive adversity. Ejidike equally called on the African Football Governing Body, CAF, to carry out a thorough investigation on the matter and ensure that appropriate punishments are dished out to any of the parties are found culpable in the whole brouhaha. Something he said does not project African football in a good light in the eyes of the international community, especially the Committee of Footballing Nations. He said so. Chief Ejidike are not happy with the situation of the Super Eagles when they visited the country, Libya, for the second leg of the Nations Cup qualifier. But CAF will here have taken a drastic action with a ban and all fines to the Libyan Football Federation. I could recall that the president of the Libyan Football Federation, we had resigned just about a day before the trip, or the day before the Super Eagles match. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about Nigeria players abroad. Let's tell you that Bayer Leverkusen midfielder Nathan Teller has expressed his frustration at the lack of a minute he's received this season with the Bundesliga champions. The Nigerian international enjoyed a productive debut campaign in Germany following his arrival from Southampton in August 2023, scoring 5 goals in 24 outings to help the we excel win their maiden league title. And Teller was hoping to play a bigger role for Xabi Alonso's side in 2024-2025, but he's made just 1 start and 2 substitute appearances thus far, with Jeremy Frimpong being preferred on the right flank. The 25-year-old has been given hope, though, after having a chat with Alonso, who urged the Arsenal youth product to be patient as his chance will come. It's frustrating, I'll be honest, but I spoke to the coach. He assured me that I will get opportunities and that I have to be patient. When I get a chance, I have to show myself. I think I've done well, and I also think I'm training well. Teller was called up to the Super Eagles squad for the first time, and that was in November 2023, by former head coach Jose Peseiro for the opening 2026 World Cup qualifiers against Lesotho and Zimbabwe, winning his first and his one and only cap to date in the 1-1 draw with the Warriors. Away from that, let's go back to Libya. Let's tell you that the Libyan Football Federation, the LFF, has criticized its Nigerian counterpart after its national side returned to West Africa before the African Cup of Nations 2025 qualifier in Benghazi. The Super Eagles squad decided to boycott the match scheduled to be played at 19 hours at GMT on Tuesday after being stranded at the Al Abraka airport when their plane was diverted there on Sunday, and after being kept at the terminal building in a location about 230 kilometers, about 143 miles away from the intended destination. The Nigeria delegation flew back home and arrived in Kanu, and that was on Monday afternoon. And Libya trained and appears set to turn up at the Mitas Stadium in Benin in an attempt to fulfill the fixture, but the Confederation of African Football has confirmed the qualifier will not take place. And the statement from the LFF said it condemns the steps taken by the Nigeria Football Federation in refusing to play the game, and said it will take all necessary legal measures to preserve the interests of the Mediterranean Knights. Super Eagles captain William Trusekonga defended the squad's decision to boycott the match on social media, and the CAF disciplinary board is investigating the circumstances after Nigeria was stranded in disturbing conditions. There are several possible outcomes with the potential for Libya to be awarded a 3-0 victory, or CAF ordering the match to be played at a later date. We hear, which of course we are hearing, that the match will now be played at sometime in the month of March next year. And Nigeria won the first leg 1-0 to move on to 7 points at top of Group D, with Libya bottom on 1 point and on the brink of elimination from the African Nations Cup qualifiers. And still talking about stories on the African scene, let's tell you that Sudan's victory over Ghana in the qualification for the 2025 African Cup of Nations AFCON will have brought pride and joy to a country affected by civil war. That's according to forward Abubakar Issa. Of course, Sudan beat the Black Stars by 2-0 in a home game played in neutral Libya, and that was on Tuesday, and needed just 1 point from their last 2 qualifiers next month to secure a place at the finals. And the civil war between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces RSF militia began in April last year, leaving millions displaced and many facing a famine as the country experienced the worst world humanitarian crisis. And Sudan did become African champions on home soil, and that was in 1970, but failed to make an impact in the continent competition since then. However, head coach Kwesi Appiah has overseen recent progress, and the Falcons of Jediane have also made a promising start in the qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. They were ranked 50 places below Ghana, ahead of their Group F double-header this month, but their 2-0 victory in Benin followed a 0-0 draw in Accra, and that was on last Thursday. And Issa has hailed the impact of Appiah, a Ghanaian who previously managed the Black Stars at the World Cup and the African Nations Cup. You're watching Sports Splash on ABS TV. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with more stories, and this time we'll go to athletics. I will check out what's happening in the world of tennis, and then we'll serve you the league fixtures of matches across Western Europe. And the leagues are back after the international break. We'll be right back. To the show, the second half, Sports Splash on ABS TV, the Friday edition of the show. It is live from our studio here in Oka. In the first half, I will told you that Solution AFC, the chairman of Solution AFC, has confirmed that 400 league and non-league players are featured in the screening and recruitment exercise for players for the club. Over 400, and they said it's approximately 440. That's confirmed by Chief Chukwuma John Ezamama, the chairman of a Solution FC, and the club is raring to go for the 2024-2025 NNL season. I equally told you that Solution FC will be playing in Group A of the Southern Conference against teams like Madiba FC, 1472 FC, Sporting Lagos, Dakada FC. They will also be playing, testing the fierce powers of Osun United, Gateway FC, and Warri Wolves alongside Kun Khalifa FC of Owerri. So that's the club's Solution FC will be playing against in the Group A of the upcoming Nigeria National League, which is expected to start on November 30th. So the chairman of the club, Chief Chukwuma Ezamama, has confirmed that the team is preparing for that one. We also told you that the Flamingos defeated New Zealand by 4-1 in their first match at the ongoing FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, and their next game is against Ecuador, and that's coming up tomorrow. And if they win that game, that's an automatic place into the last into the knockout stages of the competition. We told you about Nigerian Atela, and of course, who is lamenting the opportunity of not playing. Of course, it's been assured by Coach Alonso that his time will come to play, that he should be patient, and he lamented that Frimpong is being taken in place of him, but he's been assured by the coach that there will be time for him to play. Now, let's go to the other sports scene. Let's tell you that in athletics, Olympic 1,500 meters bronze medalist Georgia Bell is among 5 athletes to be added to the highest level of UK athletics funding going into next year's World Championships, and that's happening in Tokyo. And Bell, 31 years of age, achieved a fairy tail podium on her Olympic debut as Paris 2024, 3 years after she returned to the sports, and has since left her job in cybersecurity to focus on athletics full-time. Emile Kaires, the second fastest British marathon runner of all time, behind Mo Farah, double Olympic relay bronze medalist Amber Anning, 800 meters runner Max Bogin, and long jumper Jacob Finch. Dukes joined Bell in being promoted to the top tier of the funding. In total, 65 athletes will receive financial support from UKA, down from 67 in a previous year. And known as the world-class program, they selected athletes split into 4 levels on the basis of previous results and potential performance at next 2 Olympic Games. And Great Britain would, or rather, won 10 athletics medals at Paris 2024, the highest number at an Olympics for 40 years. And rising stars Louis Hinchcliffe and Puebe Gill have both been added following breakout seasons. But pole vaulter Holly Bradshaw, Olympic bronze medalist in Tokyo, and distance runner Elisa McColgan are missing, are among the athletes who have missed out for this one. And now moving to the world of tennis, let's tell you that world number 1 Iga Swiatek says he's very excited to get to work with Wim Fisete after appointing the Belgium as a new coach. And Swiatek, 23 years of age, parted ways with Tomasz Wiktorowski earlier this month after 3 seasons together with the Pole. And Fisete, 44 years of age, has worked with former Grand Slam winners Kim Clijsters and Angelique Kerber during his coaching career. He split with Japan's Naomi Osaka in September, having helped the 26-year-old to 2 of 4 Grand Slam titles. And Swiatek added that Fisete seems to have a great attitude, vision, and huge experience at the very top level of tennis. And the Poles split with Wiktorowski came after winning 4 of 5 Grand Slams with 43-year-old, including this year's French Open. However, she was unhappy with her hard-court performances this season and felt the time was right for a change, and he made a change for Fisete as the new coach. And still talking tennis, as Yannick Sinner wonders whether he could still be banned for failing 2 doping tests. A Players Association is asking the Grand Slams and 2 major tours to pay for a legal defense fund for athletes. And the Professional Tennis Players Association, the PTPA, was created in 2019 and aims to increase player power within the sports. It believes that the 4 majors, the men's ATP Tour and the women's WTA Tour, should fund access to third-party lawyers to financial resources are not a barrier to a speedy and authoritative defense. It would, they argue, make the system fairer for all players regardless of the ranking. The PTPA was co-founded by Novak Djokovic, who raised the topic at the recent US Open. And world number one, Sinner, twice tested positive for the steroid clostebol in the month of March, but was cleared of fault or negligence by an independent panel. And the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, had lodged an appeal against the decision to clear the Italian of blame, believing the independent panel's findings that we are not correct under the applicable rules. It has asked the Court of Arbitration for Sports CAS to set aside the decision and ban Sinner for between 1 and 2 years, and we hear. And now to some football news. Referees Chief Howard Webb says that there has been an 80% reduction in the number of video assistant VAR errors this season, and it has now been 5 years since VAR was introduced in the Premier League, but the system and the way it is used continues to attract plenty of debate we hear. And according to the independent key match incidents panel, the KMI, there were 31 incorrect uses of VAR during the 2023-2024 season. In June, Premier League clubs have voted 19-1 in favor of keeping VAR after Wolverhampton Wanderers triggered a vote to scrap it. We hear an independent survey commissioned by the Premier League suggested that 4 out of 5 fans want to keep a VAR in the league. We hear, and the Premier League has started explaining VAR decisions using a dedicated social media channel, but the introduction of a semi-automated offside technology SAOT, originally scheduled for after either the October or November international break, has been delayed until 2025. And Webb, Chief Refereeing Officer at a Professional Game Match Officials Limited, PGMOL, has claimed that mistakes are down 80% this season. That's on the words of Referees Chief Howard Webb. Whether some football pundits or fans will agree with him is a story for another day. Has that reduced to 80%? Well, I don't think so. Now, time for us to check out the fixtures of league matches across Western Europe. Yes, last weekend it was all about international break from Thursday down to Wednesday. That was day before yesterday, all about international break. And for the football fans who love club football, the leagues that will be back again this weekend. So let's start with Germany and tell you how it's going to go down this weekend. Borussia Dortmund at the Signal Iduna Park is expected to take on St. Pauli. Bayer Leverkusen at the Bay Arena will host on Frankfurt. Is Borussia Mönchengladbach hosting FC Heidenheim. Freiburg is at home to Augsburg. VfL Bochum will travel to Hoffenheim, the village club. Let's tell you that Mainz 05 will take on RB Leipzig. Elsewhere, Bayern Munich will take on VfB Stuttgart. Holstein Kiel will take on Union Berlin, and Wolfsburg is at home to Werder Bremen. In France, AS Monaco AS Monaco, the Principality Club, will take on Lyon-Los Métropole. Is Brest at home to Rennes. Elsewhere, Saint-Etienne will host Lens. Strasbourg is on the road to the home or ground of PSG, that's the Parc des Princes. Elsewhere is Le Havre taking on Olympique Lyon. Auxerre will welcome Reims. Nantes is at home to Nice, and Toulouse will take on Angers. Montpellier will welcome Olympique Marseille at their backyard. In Spain, Deportivo Alaves will take on Real Valladolid. Watch out for Athletic Club taking on Espanyol. Osasuna will welcome Real Betis. Real Sociedad is on the road to Girona. Celta Vigo will welcome Real Madrid. Real Mallorca will host Rayo Vallecano. So watch out for that one also. It's another big match. Real Mallorca taking on Rayo Vallecano. Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano will take on Leganés. And at the El Madrigal, Villarreal will welcome Getafe. Barcelona will take on Sevilla this weekend. And at the Mestalla, Valencia will take on Las Palmas. In Italy, in the Serie A will also be played. Como 1907 will take on Parma. Genoa is at home to Bologna. AC Milan will take on Udinese. Is Juventus taking on Lazio. And Empoli will welcome Napoli. Lecce is at home to Fiorentina. Venezia will host Atalanta. Cagliari is at home to Torino. AS Roma will play Internazionale, and Hellas Verona will take on Monza. In the Premier League, the first match for the match day is 12:30. It is Tottenham Hotspur taking on West Ham United in the London derby. There are 3 p.m. Kickoff also. Have Fulham taking on Aston Villa. Southampton will host Leicester City at the St. Mary's. Watch out for Ipswich Town playing Everton, and then we'll have Manchester United versus Brentford. Also coming up at Newcastle at the St. Mary's will take on Brighton and Hove Albion at the Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth will host Arsenal. Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Molineux will take on Manchester City. Is Liverpool taking on Chelsea at the Anfield? Star match for this weekend is on Sunday. That one is coming up by 4 p.m. And Nottingham Forest Crystal Palace is also another London derby also coming up this weekend in the Premier League. Well, that's about the size of the show this morning. Sports Splash on ABS TV. Thank you very much for being here Monday down to Friday. The weekend edition will also be featuring here tomorrow on Sports Splash. My name is Ike Nwokede. Have a lovely weekend, but remember to keep sporting. Bye-bye now.